beautiful day here in Annapolis as we get set for our second semifinal matchup with two teams that know each other very well, as Archbishop Spalding is set to take on the Eagles of McDonogh. Coach Shriver, what can we expect from tonight's matchup?
Well, for Spalding, they played McDonogh a couple weeks ago. They had a 9-4 lead at halftime at McDonogh and gave it away and lost 12-11. So for Spalding, they want to make sure they play 4 quarters, not 2.
And Coach Zimmerman, what's your impressions of tonight's matchup?
Well, I think both teams are very, very equal in ability. But, you know, this game, this semifinal game, a lot of times is tougher than a championship game. You got to win this one first to get to the championship. So both teams are ready, well coached, good athletes. Should be a great one.
Well, there's great talent all over the field, as you can expect in an MIAA semifinal game. Coach Shriver, who should we keep an eye on for Spalding?
Number 50, Brody Moss, the senior captain, headed to the Naval Academy. A midfielder. He has 41 goals on the year, which is an incredible stat. Watch him from the middle of the field try to create some magic.
Coach Zimmerman, how about for McDonogh?
You got to look at the senior attackman number 8, Hunter Metz, going to Notre Dame. 59 goals, 24 assists. He can dodge, he can shoot, he can cut. He's a complete player. Expect him to see the ball a lot tonight.
We have another great matchup in store for you. Please stay tuned as we'll be back with starting lineups in just a moment.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by Advanced Radiology, trusted by more doctors, preferred by more patients. Archbishop Spalding High School, one in Christ. The Cathedral School, Discover Cathedral. Today we learn, tomorrow we lead. CFG Bank, revolutionizing the banking experience. Clippers Lacrosse, don't give up the ship. The Elite Six Challenge, dynamic, fast-paced, high-rep sixes lacrosse. And 5-star, book trusted creators. Get social-ready, brand-building content.
All right, welcome everyone to our nightcap as we get a look here at the starting lineups for Archbishop Spalding, brought to us by Toyota. Coach Sim, your impressions?
Well, that first midfield of Moss, Gutierrez, and Berger, they're solid. The attack, Mollet, Evans, and we got Mollet, Evans, and Schwab are really, really good working together off the ball. The middies are going to attack, and the attack's going to finish. Look for Mollet to be on the end of a lot of assists.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mollet headed to University of Maryland. Certainly has had a big year for the Cavaliers. And as we get set now for the starting lineups for McDonogh, also brought to us by Toyota. Coach Shriver, your impressions?
Well, the 3 stars are face-off Kieran Sweeney, number 800 Mets, Coach Zimmerman talked about in the pregame, and then number 3, Harry Schnodwin. They're all 4-year varsity participants at McDonogh, and they are clearly the ones that McDonogh will look to considerably all game to make the right plays.
All right, we had a tight one in the first matchup with Calvert Hall coming out on top, and we expected more scoring in that one as we get ready for our first face-off, brought to us by the town of Ocean City. And I think it's safe to say we expect something similar here, meaning we're expecting a lot of offensive fireworks.
A lot of offensive fireworks. This first game that they played a couple weeks ago at McDonogh, Spalding ran out to a 9-4 halftime lead, and then McDonogh came roaring back in the second half and won 12-11. Sweeney was the key. He's facing off at 72%.
Yeah, Sweeney, most or a lot considered, Coach, to be one of the best in the country, if not the best. Headed to Notre Dame, as you see right on cue. He picks up that initial face-offs and that explosive McDonogh offense led by their attack is going to have possession first.
Well,
just going back to Sweeney real quick, 72%. I mean, that's very, very high, obviously. And when I've seen him play, he has been the dominant factor.
First line middies out for McDonogh. Nish, 17, 30, Mather, and number 31, Wyatt Gira.
Well, one thing that's honestly pretty amazing is how many left-handed players McDonogh plays on offense. They've got an abundance of them, and their best player right here, Metz, is a natural lefty.
Metz trying to get that switch, doesn't do it. He's trying to get that short stick as he's double-teamed. Quickly loses his balance, ball knocked to the turf. And here's one of those critical first-time ground balls as it comes free. Shot and score! And McDonogh is on the board first as they pick up that loose ground ball, coach, and put it in the back of the net.
Well, one thing, that loose ball, Spalding makes a big mistake not covering the hole. You have to have somebody back on that crease in case something like this happens. I can't see the number, I'm sorry. That's number 31 for McDonogh. Wyatt Gira, whose brother is their starting goalie, just at the right place at the right time. Easy finish.
Yeah, Coach, you bring up a really interesting point, a small but big one, and that is protecting the hole in one of those situations. You practice it, but you don't always remember to do so in the heat of the moment.
Well, you know, one thing is that you try to teach your defenseman not to be a ball watcher, and that time all the Spalding defensemen, they were ball watchers. They looked at the ball, and the McDonogh guy did a great job of getting underneath.
Nice save there by Goluboski.
Great save. Sweeney with the ball here. He will stay on and play some offense during the course of this game. Look, lefty, Fournier, number 40, just a sophomore. Lefty, number 30. It's a repeatable statement when you're watching the Eagles play.
From a coaching perspective, how does that change things, or does that make things more difficult defensively?
Well, most teams, have more righties, obviously, so it's a unique situation, and they're attacking from typically kind of one side of the goal. That's a little too easy right there.
Yeah, too easy it was for T.C. Goodman as he goes to his left and rolls back to his right. No slide means hands free, and that means McDonogh now off to a quick start on top, 2-0.
Well, again, here we go, facing off. Spalding has yet to touch the ball. Coach Zimmerman talked at the outset, Metz has 59 goals and 24 assists. Well, let's not forget Goodman, 38 goals and 26 assists. This is a talented righty on their team, and the righty-lefty balance between Goodman and Metz is significant.
That attack unit coming into the game had a total of 117 goals and 61 assists. One thing I noticed that when they were subbing Sweeney out, he took his time. They want to save him because they expect him to pretty much face off the whole game. And I think it also exposed the fact that McDonogh, they want to slow down the tempo. They want to play 6-on-6.
Spalding, though, with their first possession of the game, let's see if they can weather this storm by getting on the board as McDonogh has gotten off to a quick start. We talked a lot about this player right here, number 4, Mollett.
Terrific feeder.
Going to the University of Maryland. Quick feet, great vision. That's on display. Here's a shot and a score. As that is number 6. That is Colby Evans. As the slide comes quickly, he gets his hands free. He beats Garrett 5.
What I like about Brady Mollett, number 4, the senior going to Maryland, is he plays with his head up and just makes the simple play. That time, Colby Evans going to Towson, the junior, he had room and time, and look at the placement on that shot. Low and away, tough for any goalie to stop that.
Yeah.
Defensively, McDonogh guilty there. 25, they slid to Mollett while he was behind the goal. 25 was in position. That was his man. They slid to him, and then they didn't get out to number 6, who had a free step down.
2-1, just underway here. 2-1 McDonogh as ball gets pulled behind here. Spalding won the last face-off, but you see Sweeney here. Didn't win the draw, but he does a nice job on the ground ball as he gets possession.
Sweeney, he wins a lot of these face-offs on his own. Looks like right now Spalding's doing a good job of making it a 3-on-3 game. He had a chance to get something on the wing. You got to get those first-time ground balls. Good job by McDonogh coming up with another possession.
All right, second line in now for McDonogh as they get a taste of the action here in our semifinal matchup. As that's Jamie Pinkin going to his left, trying to get to the inside. Over to Goodman it goes. Goodman, who has scored already for McDonogh, draws the double. Possession goes behind. Quick shot there by number 1, Huntley Walsh. Finds the back of the net, and Spalding now set to clear.
Not a good angle there on that shot. Maybe take 2 more steps or move the ball.
Spalding, man, clearing that ball, Carson Blair, number 13. He is really an outstanding short stick defensive midi. Headed to UMBC next year. He is really talented.
Spalding trying to get back to their second in a row championship game. They were there last year. They were defeated by Calvert Hall. They are on a mission this year to try to get back to that game, but they have to get by these Eagles first if they want to do so. Fellas, I see some
Spalding might have something
on the field on the far sideline.
Yep, free possession for Spalding.
Too many men on the field for McDonogh, playing with 7.
This is Moss down the left-hand side. Double comes quickly there. Spalding showing some patience, knowing that they have a man of possession.
It's a push and
coming
a slash.
after this, and they're going to draw another flag.
They're going to be up 2 men.
And ball ultimately picked up by McDonogh, but dicey situation here, guys, as McDonogh is not down 1 but 2 here early in the first quarter.
Coach Travis Holmes from McDonogh, this is his first year after spending multiple years as McDonogh's defensive coordinator. This is his first year at the helm, and he is a defensive-minded guy. I'm sure he's not too happy with that. That's a little bit of an undisciplined situation right there.
So 2 men down or 2 men up, I think people may think, oh, this is pretty easy to convert. But if you play and coach the sport, you know it's not as easy as you might think.
Well, all the pressure's on the offense now because everybody thinks, hey, this should be an easy goal. Like you say, it's not. You know, the defense, they cover a lot of ground, good stick position. They want to give up the outside shot. Don't allow the skip pass, if at all possible, and nothing inside.
Here's Moss. Inside it goes. Errant pass. That is exactly what you don't want if you're Spalding.
Wow.
But it looks like they're going to get bailed out, though, Coach.
Offsides, they called. The McDonogh defender had his foot on the line.
So Spalding lost a lot of talent last year, but there's a lot of talent that was out on this field now, that played and was a part of that team. As we see a shot there hit the post.
That's Schwab. He's a left-handed sniper. That time, McDonogh was offside.
Again.
Wow, I thought the Spalding guy was off.
I did too, Coach, but the refs did not see it that way. Possession back to Spalding. Coach Holmes is certainly letting his feelings know on that call.
I'm not sure. Wasn't one of those penalties a minute penalty? A minute has not transpired, and they're playing even here. That's seems a little odd to me.
Carpenter starts with it up top for the Cavaliers.
Nice move.
Series of juke moves. Over it goes. Their hands free, ends up back up top to Moss. Moss down the left-hand side. Lets it go.
Another one off the pipe.
Off the pipe.
Shot clock reset. And now the McDonogh on the defense is now being pushed a little bit. They're back-to-back pipes. Add 60 each time.
So, Coach, for those that don't know, what does that mean? If it hits the pipe, you get another 60 seconds.
There's a shot clock in lacrosse, and it's an 80-second shot clock, but a 60-second once you cross and have the ball in your offensive end. So basically, when you're on offense, you have 60 seconds. Any shot that hits the pipe or the goalkeeper that's retained by the offense gets a new 60. If that shot comes off the pipe and the defense picks it up, it's an 80-second shot clock reset. Change of possession.
Coach, I'm going to ask you another one. It feels like they're calling moving picks tighter this year. Is that true? And if so, is that by design?
Well, that was a moving pick.
Yeah, I think it's certainly something that you keep an eye on. And a lot of times, the picks, there's no contact made. So if there's no contact, there can be no moving pick.
McDonogh back on possession as they weathered a storm, as they were 2 men down. And Spalding got a couple of shots off, a couple of good ones, but they were unable to find the back of the net. As we're getting close to 5 minutes here in this first period, as McDonogh has their first line back out once again, as this is with 31 Wyatt Guerra. Up top it goes to Mather. Mather's to his left, rolls back to his right.
There's Carson Blair exerting himself.
Mather, though, gets his hands free. Back behind, it goes to Metz.
Nice roll
Metz
dodge.
Is just constant motion. He has strong legs and great balance, and he converts coach drives as you just shake your head.
Well, he's getting overplayed. He's a lefty. He just drives up hard. Look, overplayed. LaRouche is guilty of going up the field because he's worried about his left hand. Metz makes a beautiful roll and just a simple dunk.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by Hogan Lax, more than lacrosse. The Cahan Center for Pain Management. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Kelly Benefits, the official benefits partner of the MIAA Championships. Lido Pizza, the preferred pizza of the MIAA. Luminous Health, your comeback starts here. The Rogers Knapp Group of Merrill Lynch, wealth management, personalized strategies for your long-term goals. And Moose Athletic Club, play, train, compete. See you at the Moose.
All right, welcome back to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium as we get ready to discuss the keys to the game presented by Luminous Health.
Well, I think that the keys that most coaches would tell you. One is, you got to play the full 48 minutes, and that's a long time in a big game like this. And also maintain momentum. Get some momentum and try to maintain it. I know that with Coach Holmes and his staff on offense, they run like a hybrid 2-2-2 set. But what I like is that they're open to communication. The players and the coaches talk, and he calls it freedom with restraint. And I think, like, Metz is a great example. He gets out there, he just plays. He's not looking over his shoulder, worrying about anything. So good decisions, and it creates a lot of confidence in your players and a lot of trust in the coaches. It's a great thing.
Well, Sweeney has lost 4 of these draw opportunities, but McDonogh has been able to pick up the loose balls. So Spalding's close facing off, but they don't have anything to show for it because they're missing the scoops.
Yeah, I think that to that point, Coach, I think it's a great point. But Spalding to me, although it's early, in some dangerous territory, as they're down by 2 early, but they're not seeing a lot of possessions. That's my point.
Well, that's what ground balls are about, possession. So, I think that Coach Hockel might want to, put maybe another long stick up on that wing and try to get them some wing production off the face-off.
Pinkin goes behind with it to Goodman. Goodman gets topside. He's a big body, does not mind getting physical. Reverse to the far side, dodged down the alley by Huntley Walsh. And here we go, back to the man of the hour, Hunter Metz, who had the last goal for McDonogh. Going to Notre Dame, considered one of the best attackmen in the country. As you see, low center of gravity, difficult to get him off his mark as he gets inside, and he scores as he goes, kind of with a twister there, Coach. And what do? It's tough to stop him one-on-one.
He's a big body for one, but LaRouche is guilty again of just overplaying one side. You have to be balanced defensively. Watch. He gets up a little higher, and Metz just simply rolls back. And look at LaRouche. He's swinging at his back, and then just an overhand twister up into the corner. Well, maybe this for Spalding. The last time they played these guys, Spalding was winning 9-4 at halftime. So maybe they're hoping that they have a little second quarter magic for one.
I would right now make it difficult for Metz to get the ball. try to shut him off a little bit, take him out of the game, make the other guys, handle the ball, see what they can do. But right now, every time he touches, it looks like, he's a definite threat to score.
Well, to that point, you have La Rochelle that's playing him. Slide came quickly, and then he did the smart thing and threw it inside to Fournier. Fournier just not on the mark, though, as Metz starts with it once again.
And again, even though Metz is dodging to score, which he does, his hands and his stick are in a position to react to a quick slide and make a nice feed.
Here comes Mather out of the box with a head of steam, cut off nicely. He maintains possession as he comes down the right-hand side. Quick transition to Goodman. Goodman opts to pass it as Nitsch has it up top. He goes down the right-hand side. Patient set here for McDonogh as they have a 3-goal lead. No need to rush if they don't like what they see. And here comes Metz now to his right, and he cannot be stopped. As he goes left, now he goes right, scoop shot, score.
Well, we're seeing the very best of Hunter Metz. So far, he's inside rolled lefty. He roll dodged and twisted one with the right hand. Watch this. Underhand backhand. He just gets a half a step up in front of the goal. They can't stop him right now. Spalding with a timeout, and McDonogh with a 5-1 lead early in the first half.
All right, welcome back to live action here at the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium as we take a look at some of the college commits for the McDonogh Eagles.
Well, if you notice, the star power is up at the top of there. Metz and Sweeney to Notre Dame, Schneidwin to Syracuse, Mason Graham, their most experienced defenders, going to Jacksonville. Jamie Pickens listed as going to Denver, but he's also listed in the program as being a sophomore, so I'm not sure about that. But honestly, after those guys, a lot of this team is underclassmen that haven't had the opportunity to commit yet. Fournier's a sophomore attackman. He's very talented. The entire first midfield, Walsh, Pett, Pinkin, and Manikill, actually, they rotate in 4 guys. They're all sophomores, for Lord's sakes. I apologies. That was their second midfield. Knish, Mather, and Gura, they're all sophomores. They're listed as their first midfield.
And the bad news gets even worse for Spalding is they collect an infraction on this faceoff, which gives possession right back to McDonogh. And this is what you're afraid of when you play them, right? That you've got to stop this attack. And if you don't, or when you don't, then you got to worry about Sweeney.
Well, give these young middies a lot of credit. So on their first 2 units, they have 6 sophomores and a junior. So of the 7 guys that play, they're underclassmen. So a lot of promise in the future for McDonogh, but it's all about right now. Spalding's got to figure a way out to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, they really do, and maybe it's that right there, stick in the lane, picks off that pass, and Spalding's going to have good. They do have something here. They're going to be on a break as it goes over to Mollett. All of a sudden, here we go, shot and a score, and that is exactly what Spalding needed. Coach.
You're not kidding, Chris.
Great defense at the other end. McDonogh defender gets his stick in the passing lane, picks that pass off, and they're off to the races. McDonogh did a bad job of getting back on defense, a pure 4-on-3.
Spalding handled that beautifully, too. The defenseman brings the ball down. Good dodge to get out of trouble. Looks upfield, head up, good pass. Now they're in the 4-on-3. And again, everybody does their job. Mollett handles an off-target pass, but again, it's Mollett to Evans. Big goal for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Guerra really attacks that with a high arc, but another infraction, I believe, in possession right back to McDonogh.
Well, there was an infraction prior to that, so Spalding's starting face-off guy wasn't able to come back in and handle that one. So they're down to their second guy. Spalding was Brody Willis, and he jumped, so he can't come back for the next one either. But
Mather with possession for McDonogh as we bring that first line back in. As Spalding stops the bleeding there, so to speak, and gets back on the board. As it is up top with Guerra. Over to Mather. Mather rolls to his right, lets it go high. Backed up nicely, though, by Fournier. McDonogh maintains possession.
I like how the Spalding defense is whistle ready.
Wow, Coach, I know you're one that likes the fundamentals. Goodman there went sidearm all by himself about 2 feet out. Overhand, that probably goes.
Well, Spalding, they're guilty right there of not checking up, right off the whistle on an out of bounds.
McDonogh's in a 10-man ride. Got to look up the field into the corners.
Yeah, I guess to your point, they do have Evans wide open. Nice individual job there by Spalding to make it a clean clear.
The key to breaking the 10-man is you have to have 2 of your attackmen go deep in the corner, all right, and bring the goalie out. If you're too close to the goal, the goalie can play the man and the goal. And offensively, you never allow one to play two.
Mollett lets one go, and he stings it as Garrick turns and rakes top corner.
Mollett did an incredible job coming up the field. He was that one attackman that could roam, helping out on that clear. He helped get that ball over the midline, and this is just a really nice, fast, and a hard shot by Mollett past goaltender.
Hard and accurate, all right? There are two things in the shot, speed and accuracy. That had both.
Yeah, Mollett joins the party tonight. That is his first goal of the contest.
To go with his 2 assists, though. Let's not forget that.
Important point there, Coach. Thank you for adding that. It's 5-3 now as Spalding is getting herself back into it, but McDonogh wins the face-off, and Goluboski launches it the length of the field as he makes an excellent save under pressure. And that's the way this first quarter is going to end as both teams go to their respective benches. And it's been a back-and-forth affair, as you see here with some of those highlights as McDonogh gets on the board quickly. Please come back for the second quarter as McDonogh leads by a score of 5-3.
Rich in tradition and guided by faith, Cathedral School is committed to fostering the intellectual, social, and spiritual development of every child. Our close-knit community of students, families, and educators creates an atmosphere of belonging and support that makes Cathedral not only a school, but a place where lifelong connections are formed and students are inspired to thrive. Learn more today, online, at schoolofthecathedral.org.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be a sponsor of the MIAA Championships. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
What happens when a world-class luxury vehicle meets a luxurious first-class facility? You call it Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis. Right now, visit us in-store and choose from a great selection of new Lexus vehicles. Or build your own deal however you want and wherever you are at SheHeLexusOfAnnapolis.com. With an unmatched combination of selection, service, and purchasing flexibility, it's never been easier to find the perfect Lexus at Shehe Lexus of Annapolis.
Welcome back, everyone. Beautiful night here in Annapolis as we get set for the start of the second quarter with a face-off brought to us by the town of Ocean City. As Sweeney of McDonogh is the last to go down. Ball that was pulled behind. Coach, you mentioned that it has not been clean from a draw standpoint. It's really been the wing play by McDonogh that has been superior so far. High arching pass is Spalding now going to try to clear.
They're in the 10-man again. These attackmen for Spalding have to go deep. Yeah. Just stay deep.
And you see there's attackmen for McDonogh really right. Ooh, threaded the needle there. But they are not out of pressure yet, and now they are as Mollett comes and gets it. But, Coach, that takes some time, and it gets you out of a rhythm, and now you got to get back into it, right?
And you have less time to run your offense. Yeah, McDonogh wants to play as Travis Holmes said, he was an aggressive player, and he's an aggressive coach. He wants to keep pressure on the opponent as much as possible, and that's what the 10-man does.
Spalding now, first offensive possession of this quarter. There's going to be a flag.
Good call by the official. Push with possession.
Yeah, I believe that was 0, Adam Schwab, that was dumped to the turf. And Spalding now is going to have their second man-up opportunity of this evening.
And they, just based on what we've seen so far for Spalding, Mollett would love to be able to get the ball to number 2, Schwab here, a left-handed finisher. And then on the other side, Evans, number 6, has scored 2 goals from the kind of the same wing side on the other side from Schwab, the right-hand shooter spot. See if Evans doesn't end up there.
The penalty was on number 2, Mason Graham of McDonogh, as we are getting ready to get started here. 30-second penalty.
Again, a 5-man rotation by the defense, which means no one specifically covers the inside.
Oh, boy, the inside look. Guerra, though, attacks the offensive player.
Just one more step up the field. It's a dunk.
Up top it goes. Spalding continues to work it on the perimeter. Back behind. Back a shot wide there by Schwab, but backed up, though, nicely by Mollett. And Spalding's going to maintain possession.
Mollett's got to love this behind the goal. Nobody's playing him. Feeder's paradise.
Penalties up. McDonogh's even.
Back up top it goes. And now they go low, and they convert, as Spalding now has come all the way back to trail by just 1. As I believe that was a goal by number 40, Coach,
and another,
for the Cavaliers.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a really nice feed. Look at Mollett throwing across the defense. McDonogh was even at the time, but they didn't do a nice job checking up. That's way too much room.
Yeah, so that's my mistake. That was number 10. I will say, and we talked about this, it's hard to see the numbers for Spalding. So my apologies.
Dark numbers on dark unis are tough.
Gutierrez going to UMBC, 15th goal of the season. He's a junior.
Apologies to the Gutierrez family there. I thought it was a 4 and it was a 1. Either way, Spalding now trails by 1 as they win possession of this faceoff momentarily. And they do.
Big ground ball, stayed with it. Again, even though he went back to his defensive half, the shot clock hadn't hit 60, so that's fine. It's when it hits 60, you've got to have it in that offensive half of the field.
And I think Coach Zimmerman, McDonogh might have even had possession of that ball for a second. But
17, Gavin Carpenter now has it. He bobs and weaves, but he draws that long
mismatch
stick
here.
And now he finds the shorty, as it ultimately ends with Mollett, who's probably you could consider the initiator of this offense, as he gets high, rolls inside, nothing there, transfers back behind, back to Mollett. You can see he's very comfortable operating in traffic. You're right, he does have him. Spalding, though, applying a lot of pressure on this McDonogh defense here.
I love Spalding's offense, and it all kind of starts with Mollett. They move. Mollett is just very skilled, adept, and patient from behind the goal.
Number 50 here, Brody Moss with possession. Looks like he's going to try to do this himself. Lets it go. Doesn't make it to the, well, it does make it to the cage.
Yeah, that shot clock was winding down. They had to get a shot off.
Guerra has it, though. Spalding does not utilize a 10-man. That does not mean that clearing is any easier, as we've seen in the league this year. All teams in the MIA tend to ride hard and make it difficult, and just on cue, you have Schwab now with a breakaway as he intercepts a pass.
Oh, nice stick by number 2 from McDonogh, getting his stick in that passing lane.
That was Mason Graham going to Jacksonville. Great job.
Boy, it really was. You would think that would have been an easy conversion there. His bodies are hitting the turf. And to that point, the ball is loose. And Metz, though, he can't handle it, even with those soft hands. Possession back to Spalding.
This is a scrappy Spalding team. That was a good, clean hit at the midfield line.
Yeah, that it was. I mean, Coach, we talked about that play by Graham. Like, that's something that you do practice, those 2-on-1 situations and, keeping your stick in the lane and trying to force that pass and get a stick on it. As Spalding now has another transition opportunity. And this one, they do not miss, as McDonogh was unorganized, Coach, and they pay for it.
Well, how about the pass from goaltender Goluboski up over the midline to a Spalding player who is right at the top. Watch this break. Watch this 3-on-2 classic break. Perfectly executed. Mollett to Evans to Schwab. Just beautiful.
Sometimes with that 10-man rod, you live by the sword, die by the sword. And that time, great job by the goalkeeper finding the open man, read the situation, drew the 3-on-2. Textbook.
Boy, there was a point where things did not look good for Spalding, even though it was early, as they trailed 5-1, but they have fought their way all the way back now to tie this and have possession to try to provide themselves with an opportunity, or give themselves an opportunity to now take the lead.
That's Spalding's other short stick defensive midi right there. Carson Blair and Braylon Jones, they have 2 good ones.
Yeah, that they do. There's a lot of really good short stick units in this conference, but those are 2 of the best, or that is one of the best units. Schwab now with it, pulls it back up top. Inside it goes. Schwab now with his hands free.
What patience by Schwab.
Boy, and here comes Mollett.
Unbelievable.
Mollett gets a step on Graham, and he converts.
This is beautiful offense. Just gorgeous stuff. Very unselfish. Watch this play.
Yeah, take us through it, Coach, as we get to it. Is, Mollett kind of uses that fade right behind the cage.
Schwab doesn't try to force it. Mollett comes around. Defense is all coming at Schwab. Mollett gets this and gets to the front of the goal.
You know what I like about Mollett? He caught that ball on the run. He started his dodge before he had the ball. Nice offensive principle.
What's Mollett now? 2-3 or 2-4. He's had a hand in all these goals, or most of them.
Yeah, picked up nicely by McDonogh now as we go back and forth, and McDonough's trying to negate this pressure as Goodman receives it. And I think we could probably expect a patient possession here, trying to give that defense a break.
Defensive break, and then keep this ball for about 40, 50 seconds, and then let it end up in Hunter Metz's hands.
Yeah, that probably, Coach, is the right thing to do. As Guerra has his hands free, Goluboski comes out high. Rebound back to Nish. He can't score. And let's see what they're going to call here in terms of possession.
That time they used Hunter Metz as a pick. That's a nice little switch up there. Let's see, they're not going to want to switch off of him after he's had such a terrific start. And it worked. It freed up the man with the ball for a quality shot.
Guerra's going to start with it. Far side it goes. Bench side to Mather. Mather does a lot of this initiating up top. Gets the short stick on him, and as he goes to work, comes down to his right. Ooh, errant pass there. That may have been a little bit of Fournier, Coach Zim, moving a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, and good defense again by the short sticks for Spalding. They just play solid. They play tough. Good position. Don't throw a lot of checks. Use their feet.
Ball goes across the midline. Heavy pressure being applied there.
There's Jones. Really quality play. Just ran it out, went through the defense. McDonogh met him as soon as he crossed the midline. He spun away. Spalding has their subs in the game.
Yeah, what a luxury it is when you have two great short stick D-middies that not only play great on-ball defense, but then they can clear it for you as well.
Braylon Jones, just a sophomore. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, I would agree. Pass there, probably not the best decision as the ball gets knocked to the turf. Graham, though, having a hard time getting it out. As you see Spalding relentless on that ride as they try to get the ball back. It's in front of the turf, in front of their bench.
Oh, wow, what a nice play.
Here it comes back.
Yeah, and Moss now picks it up. And let's see if Spalding opts to go or they pull it back out.
If I'm Coach Hockel, I tell my offense, every time down, the ball starts with number 4. Every time.
As we, to that point, we're now under that 5-minute mark here, as we've had a game that has showcased a lot of great offensive talent so far. This ball hits the turf, though, but backed up nicely by Schwab.
And Mollett's got to come out there and recognize this and come out and demand the ball. He can't just sit back there. He likes it back there, but every once in a while you got to come out, demand the ball. You carry it behind, and let's go.
And let's go is Carpenter as he starts the offense. And on cue, Coach Mollett now has it being played by Graham. He gets top side. And hands free. Shot missed the cage by Moss. Possession back to the Cavaliers.
29 seconds on a shot clock. Plenty of time. Ball's in the right man's hands.
To me, I feel like the pace of play kind of favors Spalding right now. They've kind of turned this into a track meet, made it more physical, and that's gotten them not only back into this game, but ahead.
Nice play here.
Oh, Garrett goes to his right as he saves one. A shot by Mollett. But this is not going to be easy here as Flowers gets under a lot of pressure. Nice job rolling away from it as McDonogh now goes to that weak side.
This is a good, effective ride. Nothing special, just a 3-3 zone, taking away their middies, making the long sticks handle the ball to clear.
Yeah, that they do. Ball knocked to the turf. But Goodman picks it up, takes a breath as it says, let's get settled here and get back on track.
Boy, hasn't the momentum in this game changed dramatically
really has,
from the first period to the second?
It felt like McDonogh had things completely in control. Goal by Spalding. They start turning this into a more physical affair. Apply plays to their favor, and now they hold a 1-goal advantage as a result. Goodman comes up high to his left, rolls back to the right, shoots low, misses the cage.
They're going to give up that shot all day. Goodman's got to bring it up higher to improve that angle and then shoot it overhand.
So to your point, Coach, about Mollett, which is they start with the offense every time. Do you do the same thing with Metz, or probably too early to do that?
Well,
Well, just like that, he says, I'll go to my right and I'll go top side and I will convert.
Well, Metz has 4. Mollett has about 4 or 5 points, so we're staying 2 stars. Goloboski might have been not quite expecting that shot. Big goal. McDonogh 6, Spalding 6. What a game.
Kelly Benefits helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, and payroll challenges. Kelly Benefits is pleased to be a sponsor of the MIAA Championships. Visit kellybenefits.com to put our people, technology, and solutions to work for you.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by O2 Sports Insurance, the #1 sports insurance in the USA. Outback Steakhouse, top secret spices down under sizzle. Rehab to Perform, stay ready to perform with Rehab to Perform physical therapy. Don't be left on the sidelines. Rice Law, Best advice, call Rice. Sheehy Lexus, your Baltimore Annapolis area Lexus dealer. The St. Paul's School, strong self, shared success. The town of Ocean City, something to smile about. And Toyota, the official non-luxury vehicle of the MIAA Championships. Let's go places.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We have a tight contest here, score tied 6-6 as you take a look at the Archbishop Spalding D1 college commits.
Top 4, Grand, Hines, La Rochelle, and Moss, all going to Navy. We've got UMBC with Gutierrez and Blair, and then Sullivan, Mollett to Maryland, Sullivan to St. Joe's, Evans, Towson, Jacksonville for George, Gablowski to St. John's. Good listing, good players.
Yeah, Goluboski committed to going to St. John's. To your point, Coach, really impressive list of schools for the Cavaliers, as was the same last year when they were loaded with talent and a lot of those players went to very notable schools. You know, we were talking, Coach, before the break about, hey, do you similar to what you said about Mollett, do you initiate more times than not with Metz if you're McDonogh?
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And both are obviously the quarterbacks of their offenses. They've been successful up to this point. You keep going to it. Make the opponent figure out a way to try to stop it. And it's not like they're selfish. You know, they're banging the ball around. They're doing a good job. But I'd say, you know, again, especially for Spalding, get the ball behind the Mollett. He really loves that domain. And it opens up. He's so good behind there. It opens up all his teammates.
Well, I'll tell you, maybe a big surprise is how Spalding's faring in the faceoff game.
Well, they've been faring, you know, getting the ball where they want it. In the first quarter, they were guilty of not picking up enough of them. Well, this quarter, they've been better. And Sweeney just violated, so he can't come back to the next one. If Spalding's fortunate enough to score here, they got a great opportunity to put 2 in a row together.
Yeah, Moss, like that matchup against Flowers, not the greatest shot. Easy save there for Guerra, but McDonogh is going to have to clear. I think they're going to do so easily as they scored the last goal to tie this up. And they're back on possession once again. The Schneidwin clears easily, and McDonogh looks like is going to take a timeout here to get things settled as we're close to that 2-minute mark here.
I like that timeout. You know, settle them down, get them on the same page, draw something up, and, you know, see if they can get the go-ahead goal with just over 2 minutes to play.
All right, welcome back here. Beautiful night for lacrosse for the second semifinal matchup with Spalding taking on McDonogh. Coach Shriver, timeout by McDonogh. Most likely to probably draw up a play. What do you think they're drawing up?
I'm not a genius by any stretch of the imagination, but my guess is whatever they draw up, it'll end up in number 8 stick. He's been pretty effective.
Well, I think you're far too modest, Coach. I think you borderline on genius in my opinion. And let's see if you are correct here, as Nish is going to start with it coming out of this timeout.
They may look like they could be setting something up. There's plenty of time on the shot clock. But
boy, Nish, I don't think that's
where was he going?
Yeah, I don't think that's what they drew up, Coach. He was stuck in the middle, but he bails himself
he could
out
call
by
another
getting
one.
that ground ball.
I'm shocked. He did.
And they
he
did.
He called the other timeout.
Nish bails himself out as it looked like he was just stuck in between whether to pass it or go towards the cage. But, hey, give him credit. He hung in there and to maintain possession or retain possession for the Eagles.
Remember the movie Hoosiers?
I do.
During the championship game, they get the ball. He brings him in to call a play, and they had Jimmy Chitwood. And, you know, he wanted to use Jimmy as a decoy, And he said, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And all the players kind of stood up and like, And Jimmy said, Coach, I'll make the shot. You know, right now, Hunter Metz to me is Jimmy Chitwood, you know.
Well, yeah, there you go. As we take a look at some of the highlights here is Mollett and two of the stars tonight, Mollett and Metz, are as advertised as they are putting on a show here as we take a look at this offensive huddle here.
Well, Metz has been on the McDonogh roster since he was a freshman, and for 3 years he was playing lacrosse with McCabe Millen for a couple and Brendan Millen for 3 years, and he didn't have to handle the ball that much. He was he was the off-ball guy and excelled at that part of the game, and his game has really grown a lot.
And I failed to include Hunter Metz as a Jimmy Chitwood. I mean, we got two Jimmy Chitwoods on the field right now.
Coach, I would have been the guy that shot the ball in between his legs at the foul line. That was my game in high school. As McDonogh now.
I'm not so sure Spalding in a little bit of a zone.
Yeah, I agree with you, Coach, as it looked like, and I think you were absolutely correct as they've come out of this timeout in a zone. As the ball gets skipped inside. Beautiful pass to Fournier. So to your point, Metz was kind of a decoy there as they drag him up top, and he finds Fournier low.
What a feed.
He throws this ball through a zone defense. It's got to go past. Let's see how many sticks it gets through.
Look, we are amongst
that.
A little bit of a look away there.
Hey,
that pass gets through 3 or 4 sticks.
We are amongst genius here. As one coach says, it's going to start with Metz, and it does, and the other one says use him as a decoy, and they do. As Fournier converts, and McDonogh now is back on top 7-6.
That's that confidence we were talking about. You know, the players have confidence in the coaches have confidence in the players.
Spalding pushes it forward, bodies hit the ground.
That was a push, it looked like. Call it, get the ball, call a timeout. He did.
Thought it was too.
Yep.
Great call there, Coach. As Spalding wins that draw, now they call a timeout to get organized as we are going to stay here and talk about this possession.
Well, first and foremost, because they called a timeout, the first time that ball was picked up, there's 80 seconds left on the shot clock. So there's 1:22 left. That's 82 seconds. So Spalding can keep possession of this and see if they can't bang the tying goal before halftime. Or, hey, they've had success on offense. Go to the goal. Don't eat up the clock.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit on the ball, and I've seen that hurt teams. And I'd say let's run our offense, understand the situation, but run our stuff, be aggressive, try to put some pressure on the defense. But I think when you pull the ball out and the clock's ticking and you know, hey, we're on offense and we're losing this time, I think that puts added pressure on your players. So draw it up, get them out there, run your offense, make smart decisions. If you have something, great. If not, hey, play lacrosse. We got plenty of time to get a goal here.
And don't forget, they also have a timeout in their pocket. They have another one, so Spalding can utilize that if Coach doesn't like what he's seeing.
Exactly.
You know, about that last possession from McDonogh, I thought one of the great things about that is they adjusted on the fly to a zone defense. They went right into their zone offense, you know, right there on the field.
Well, I'm sure they brought that up and say, hey, if they throw a zone, let's run our play. So, you know, good job by both players and coaches, all on the same page.
All right, here we go as we're getting close to that 1 minute mark here. Great first half as we've seen some fantastic offensive play from both teams, primarily led by Mollett of Spalding and Metz of McDonogh. As Moss has it up top, this is where he likes to initiate. Back behind him it goes. Oh, tough look there on the inside. Real tough look in the inside. I'm not sure, Coach. I don't think that's the way they drew that one up.
No, you know, again, I think whoever had the ball, I couldn't see the number, had a shot, you know, and you take the shot, aim for the corner. If you hit it, great. If not, you retain possession.
Yeah, on this ride, Coach, Spalding looks like they're dragging people more back to the midline and forcing you to either jam a pass or to win that one-on-one matchup at the midline.
I think that I'm not sure why they blew the whistle. A whistle blew.
I agree with you.
And are they giving this ball to Spalding? Because the shot clock was down to 54, but I thought that guy got the ball over the midline before the 60-second clock went out. But
Well, Coach Holmes seems to be as confused as you are with his hands by his side. His mullet charges towards the cage. And there's no
They got to
timeout.
reset on the shot clock, so they got to go to the goal here.
Yeah, this is Schwab that has it. He's trying to get his hands free. Inside it goes, and that's the way this first half is going to end. And we had a really entertaining one as both teams head to the locker room, but McDonogh on top by a score of 7-6. Impressions, guys, as we head to break?
Well, I think McDonogh jumped out and looked like they could run away with it. But, again, give the Spalding team credit. They're spunky. They got talent, and they got a lot of heart, play hard, and they've made it a ball game.
Coach Shriver, anything from you before we go to break?
good point. 6-5 Spalding. Metz got the ball in his stick twice, scored a goal, and had an incredible assist through the zone defense. McDonogh up by 1 at halftime.
Summer's here. You can celebrate anything, like buying your first car. Yes. Cute. Finishing a big project. Or even your dog's birthday.
He's eating the cup. Is that okay? It's his daily fiber.
Buy a Prius plug-in hybrid with low APR financing plus 1,000 Toyota Finance Cash. Or get a new BZ with 0% APR financing plus 2,500 in Toyota Finance Cash.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota. Let's go places.
What happens when a world-class luxury vehicle meets a luxurious first-class facility? You call it Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis. Right now, visit us in-store and choose from a great selection of new Lexus vehicles. Or build your own deal however you want and wherever you are at SheehyLexusOfAnnapolis.com. With an unmatched combination of selection, service, and purchasing flexibility, it's never been easier to find the perfect Lexus at Sheehy Lexus of Annapolis.
Welcome back. Joining us now is president of the legendary sports group, Dave Cottle. Coach, thanks for being here with us today.
What a great day today, Zen. We got 4 great teams playing in a great venue, and can't wait to see what happens today.
Terrific day for the game of lacrosse, and thanks so much for sponsoring the show. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Legendary Sports Group, and how this helps the game of lacrosse.
Well, we started off as an event company. We ran events all across the East Coast, up and down in Florida, and right now we're concentrating on the MIAA, which is, quite honestly, the best league in almost 4 or 5 different sports in the country, and it has the best people to work with, the best student athletes, and the quality is through the roof, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
Well, again, thanks for your sponsorship. I tell you, I talked to a lot of people that follow the game of lacrosse, and locally, everyone agrees this is just great. People that can't make it to the game can see it, and even out of state and across the globe. People are watching the game of lacrosse, and we're just excited to be out here and see these 2 games today.
Well, I would take, I live in Florida in the winter, and I help coach a high school team. And all of those guys watch these games. And all the coaches in Florida wind up watching them to learn, what the quality of coaching that's going on in the MIAA, to find out what teams are doing so they can help their team. So it's first class. And, again, the MIAA is a great place to be, great people to be partners with, and a great sports to be partners with.
And for you young players out there, nothing better than watching lacrosse at a very high level. Thanks, Coach. Great having you here. We'll be back after this.
In Ocean City, Maryland, having fun is kind of our thing. I mean, look at these two. They're all about having fun. That's fun. This is fun. Whoa. Too much fun? Nah, no such thing. Because here, even leg day is fun. So head to the coast and, well, just coast. Pump up the volume, or just pump up the pool floaty. From the boardwalk to the bay, come discover somewhere to smile about.
Hi, this is Bob Shriver back at halftime with MIAA Executive Director Paul Bernsdorf. Paul, this is such an exciting place to be and watch some quality lacrosse, and this is a very busy week for you. We know that with golf and rugby and baseball, but talk a little bit about the lacrosse.
Lacrosse is unbelievable. The 4 teams we have are just tremendous. Tonight we have, we have 4 games in which all the teams were decided by one goal in regular season, and now we've got them all together. We almost had all 7-2 records for all 4 teams. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of comebacks, a lot of momentum swings. It'll be fun tonight.
And then after this game, these semifinal games here at the Academy, what's going on Friday?
Friday we have the championship games, A and B conference. All 4 teams will be back at Stevenson University for another round of games.
Well, it's pretty exciting that we're here in Annapolis today on Tuesday, and then on Friday we're going to be back in Owings Mills at Stevenson University. Well, we really appreciate everything the MIAA does for the sport of lacrosse. It's exciting for us to be here.
It's exciting for us to be part of it. We have a great league, and it's fun to share it with everybody.
We will be back. Thank you very much, Paul.
At Luminous Health, we're making it easier to schedule care. Make your appointment online 24/7 from your phone, computer, or tablet. Just go to luminoushealth.org to book your same or next day well visits, sick visits, imaging, labs, and more. Simply select the type of care you need and enter your zip code. Then choose from available times and providers nearby. Schedule your appointment with MyChart or as a guest. You can even upload a referral. With online scheduling from Luminous Health, taking care of your health has never been easier.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by Hogan Lax, more than lacrosse. The Cahan Center for Pain Management. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Kelly Benefits, the official benefits partner of the MIAA Championships. Lido Pizza, the preferred pizza of the MIAA. Luminous Health, your comeback starts here. The Rogers Knapp Group of Merrill Lynch, wealth management, personalized strategies for your long-term goals. And Moose Athletic Club, play, train, compete. See you at the Moose.
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. We have a good one, as we anticipated, with McDonogh holding a slim lead by the score of 7-6 as we get ready to show you some highlights from the first half action.
It's all Hunter Mets here in the first quarter. Watch this twister. Just a beautiful play. Here he is again. This time he gets around top side and throws it backhand past the goaltender. Right-handed. He's showing all the skills. Let me see if we don't have one more brilliant play he made. Now we're going to see the Mollett show. Beautiful assist. Watch this perfect fast break. Mollett throws the ball to the right guy just about every chance he gets. And this is Mollett driving across the top of the goal. Look at the pace on that shot. Mollett once again, that's his second goal to go with a couple assists. Hunter Mets and Brady Mollett are putting on some show today. They are the two best players on their respective teams, and they're putting on a great show.
All right, here are the stats.
And we get ready for our stats brought to us by Luminous Health. Coach Sim, what do you see?
McDonogh's got an edge there. We figured that, but, Spalding's had their chances on the ground ball. Shots are pretty even. Saves, to me, both goalies have played well, and those seem low. Ground balls are big. McDonogh has the advantage there. Turnovers about the same. And Spalding, 0 for 2 extra man. Boy, they had a 2-man up opportunity. They couldn't cash in. So got to try to get those goals when your team's fouled. Does two things. Number one, it gets you a goal. Number two, it makes the defense back off.
All right, we're getting ready here for second half action as we get set for this face-off brought to us by the town of Ocean City. And we are officially underway as you see Sweeney. Coach, we keep going back to it. Has not won the draws as cleanly as one might have thought coming into this matchup. So credit to Spalding and their approach and execution at the X.
And I would imagine that would be one of Coach Hockel's game plans is, look, just don't let him get out clean. Let's get in there and make it a 3-on-3 game. McDonogh has kind of won that battle. So let's see if Spalding can improve on those ground balls off the wing.
Mather starts with it. He typically initiates coming out of the box. He draws a short stick. Up top it goes to Goodman. Goodman sweeps to his left, trying to get inside. Defense shows, negates. Shot comes. I thought it was going to go wide, but it hits the post. Beautiful placement by Guerra on the left-handed Goluboski. Offside low. 8-6, McDonogh.
Yeah, very little angle here. But Guerra, watch this shot. Low and away. Nice play by Goodman. Rolls away from the pressure. Look at where that ball went. Did that clip off the goalie's thigh on its way to the goal? But that was in a perfect spot.
Perfect spot is right. That's typically from that side. You'd love to see a left-hander take that one, but they do not, and they are successful.
I tell you, Spalding didn't get that second slide there quick enough. Got to get into the gloves when a man has that kind of shot.
Yeah, Sweeney now wins this one. As he says to himself, he's going to begin to take over. Schneidwin has it up top. Schneidwin comes down the teeth of the defense. Schneidwin lets it go, and he scores. And Spalding has got to be careful as McDonogh is jumping all over them as we get started here in the third.
This is exactly how the first quarter started. McDonogh was all McDonogh in the first quarter. They ran out 5-1, and then Spalding slowly came back into it, but they don't want to let this second half get away from them. They lost the first two face-offs.
Schneidwin, short stick to Mitty.
He's
going
an
to
offensive
Syracuse.
player, too.
But to your point,
Yes.
he's an offensive player, too. Felt like Spalding maybe a little relaxed on that. He took advantage of it.
Well, he saw the seam. He took it. Good aggressive move, and I love the shot. Overhand bouncer.
All right, let's see if we have a similar outcome that we did in the first half. As Spalding gets down, but then they come back. Mollett comes up to get it. Wild swing there by Metz. And Mollett says, hey, clear through. I'm gonna get things started here.
Huge face-off win.
McDonogh now up by 3 as Moss comes down that right-hand side. Can't get his hands free.
Just got to stay patient, stick with the game plan, run your stuff. You're not going to get them all back at once.
Yeah,
Still got plenty of time.
I'm assuming probably not major adjustments from either team. during halftime. Boy, interesting pass there. They're able to keep possession as Mollett has it. Mollett against Graham. Mollett pulls back out, draws that pick from behind.
Now that could be a flag.
Free.
Oh, Mollett missed an easy one there. We've got a penalty.
Unnecessary roughness. This is a good example of a defenseman seeing the pick and being over-aggressive and drawing that foul. It's going to be a 1-minute penalty.
Mollett frustrated as he continues to kind of look to the ground. That was about as clean a look as you're going to get.
Well, again, the frustration. If he had only known the play was behind it, but he had a chance to score that goal and then have an extra man face off because it was a 1-minute penalty.
Spalding now with a man-up opportunity for up to 1 minute.
1-3-2, a little different than a 3-3. Get your shooters lower to the wing.
Moss gets bowed out there. Quick shot, easy save.
Yeah, Moss is a little frustrated. He's used to having a couple great opportunities, a 41 goal scorer. It's not necessarily that he wants his. It's just that, he wants to get a shot.
Yeah, nice movement by this Cavalier extra man unit. This ball goes back behind, reverses back to where it came from, blocked there by Guerra, but possession, he looks, who's going to get it? I thought Spalding.
Oh, that's a nice play.
Yeah, missed that ground ball. But they maintained possession.
Shot clock still on.
Well, that's in. McDonogh had possession. And
did they get possession? I didn't know if they did or not.
Yes, they did. They picked that ball up, but the shot clock's running down. It's below 20.
Yeah, Mollett with it up top. Wide shot there.
Down to 11.
By Gutierrez, who had a goal in the first half.
Coach Hockel is over there. He's pretty adamant. McDonogh had that ball in their stick. I'm fairly confident.
Boy, this is an interesting matchup to me with Flowers playing Mollett. And up top it goes. Gutierrez lets it go. Guerra slides to his left. What a great outlet pass. And McDonogh weathers that storm by some great individual effort there by Guerra, whether it be making saves or with a pinpoint outlet pass.
There's another lefty, Declan Vaughn, their long stick defender.
And you got a lefty in the cage.
Yeah, lefty in the cage.
We got two lefties in the cage.
Well, Goluboski. Now, Guerra's a righty, I believe, for McDonogh. But Declan Vaughn's a lefty. Their freshman defenseman, the talented freshman defenseman's a lefty.
Yeah, Goodman trying to do maybe too much on his own. He gets double teamed as Goluboski picks it up to get this clear started.
They got the 3-on-2 right here. They just got to clear it up the field.
Easy clear there for Spalding. And they pull it back out as to me, Coach, it looks like neither. I think both teams would probably say they'd like to run, but it looks like they're both probably more comfortable in this game playing 6-on-6.
It seems that way to me, and they're both very good 6-on-6. But I think Spalding needs to think about maybe pushing it a little bit. Don't hit any panic button, but try to get something unsettled. Yeah, because right now the McDonogh defense is playing pretty darn good.
And here we go with Mollett. Coach, you had made the point that every possession you think Mollett should initiate. And so far here in the second half, it looks like they are heeding your advice. Oh, great cut from behind. Spalding has had some great opportunities in the second half, just haven't been accurate.
Yeah, Mollett missed a goal. Schwab missed a goal right then. Or was that Mollett that came around left-handed?
Yeah, Mollett was up top at the end of that play. Now he jogged back to get the ball.
And here's this set that we see a lot. Mollett starts with it, gets that pick behind. Comes around to his left. Graham, though, does a nice job staying on ball. Mollett comes around. Shot. Guerra makes that save and possession back to McDonogh. So it's not for a lack of effort from Spalding right now. They just haven't been able to convert.
You know, I think an adjustment that Spalding needs to make on offense is they need to bring their inside guys high. Get them up high. Give Mollett more room to dodge from behind. And if their defenders do start to stare at the ball, now you can explode to the ball. I think they're too low and they can't get any separation if they have an opportunity.
Clear out for Goodman, but he decides not to take it to the cage. As we got that second line middies, the second line middies in now for McDonogh as it starts up top with Pinkin. Pinkin to his right. Moves it back out top to Pett, Carter Pett. Left hand gets it. I thought he was going to go inside. He pulls it back out, gives it to his running mate Pinkin. Pinkin to his left, back to his right. And Fournier now trying to get into the action. Fournier really, kind of, Coach, when you look at Fournier, kind of has a similar style to Metz. Both left-handed, both kind of strong, lower body type players.
Fournier's a talented young player.
Shot and hits a post there. That was Pinkin as he came around. Mitty that inverted behind the cage. Nice job there.
They reset the shot clock, too.
By Huntley Walsh, maintaining possession. Your point now getting a reset on the shot clock.
Metz has been sunny casual here in this possession.
Sunny casual, but can explode at any moment.
He has not gotten involved, but he's always in the back of your mind if you're a defender for the Cavaliers.
So the second line midi unit for McDonogh getting a lot of time here, which is good for a number of reasons, but it gives that first line middies, those first line middies, a chance to rest, and they convert ultimately as McDonogh is victim of some ball watching. Carter Pett cuts to the cage and he converts.
What's the old line? When you see the back of somebody's helmet, you should be moving. Great play. Good feed by Goodman. McDonogh, Spalding defender turns his head. And
If you're on the fence about calling a lawyer, I would honestly tell you to call Rice Law. The consultation is free and easy. They genuinely care about what you're going through, and most importantly, they know what they're doing.
Best advice, call Rice.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? Nice flash! The scavenger hunt starts now! The call was coming from inside the Tacoma!
Right now, buy a Tacoma with 2.99% APR financing, or get special APR financing on a Tundra, plus 1,000 finance cash from Toyota.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, back to live action as McDonogh, coming out from halftime, has started to pull away from Archbishop Spalding by a score of 10-6. Coach, we were talking about it during the break, and you said, hey, not time to panic if you're Spalding, but you got to start stepping on the gas.
Right. Every play counts. You know, every ground ball, every pass, shots on target. Again, you have time to, mount a comeback one goal at a time. That's the thing. I think a lot of times teams get behind. They try to get them all back at once. It's not going to happen. One play at a time. Stick to the game plan.
The problem, though, is what we're witnessing right now is you have Sweeney operating for McDonogh, and he's won the last two cleanly, and now we have Schneidwin up top. And you could, Coach Shriver, you commented that the offense for McDonogh has been as advertised, and you could kind of see they're playing with a lot of confidence right now as well.
Well, offensively, hate to keep beating a dead horse, but offensively, that last set, Hunter Metz, the only thing he did in that set was set a pick. So they're showing the ability to play without, their star on offense, who's had an incredible game. And what a shot. My goodness gracious.
And that's a conversion there from Mather. He starts with that initiation over and over again. This is the first time he's really had his hands free, and he looks dangerous as he beats Goluboski high.
I don't know why the defender gave up so quickly on him.
It looks like maybe he thought a slider. He thought he had help, but he did not.
Well, for anybody that plays offensive lacrosse, especially attacking from up top, Mather's running down, if you think of a football field, the hash marks. You want to run down the hash marks and, if at all possible, bear into the goal inside the hash marks, not run away from the hash marks.
Another face-off won by McDonogh. They are on the loose now. Goodman tries to go inside. They knock the ball to the turf. Great ground ball there by Spalding.
Coach, I agree with you on that last goal. I think the defender expected a slide, but you know what? You got to play. It's like play the whistle, and no slide, you got to play the guy. So, you know, again, a little bit of miscommunication. You can't assume anything. You know, you had a long stick on the ball, and that's an over and back.
Wow. Great play. McDonogh defensive midi right there. Number 4, what a nice play. Jason Craig, senior. Mollett's running across the midline, did a great job helping out, but he got too close to the midline. Craig knocked him over. It was a backcourt violation or whatever they like to call in the game of lacrosse.
Over and back.
And
here's Mather, who had the last goal for McDonogh. Unfortunate there for Mollett, kind of a hustle play to come up and bail out and provide some help, but running too close to the midline and really heads-up play there. Get possession back for McDonogh.
In any situation, you never want to run parallel to a boundary line because now it becomes another defender. So whether it be the sideline or in that situation with Mollett, you want to attack the defender, make him give you a little bit of space, and then just sprint upfield, not parallel.
Now, in that possession, oh, look at this. They're underneath them.
Mollett steps in. He gets his hands free. Shot! Oh, offside high. Save there. Beautiful look.
Real nice save.
By the way, on that last defensive possession, Spalding had jumped into a zone, and I think it was Goodman threw that ball out of bounds, you know, up over the head of his teammate. Nice little change up by the Cavaliers. See if they can't make something out of it.
Yeah, to your point, Coach Zim, it is time for Spalding to start stepping on the gas as Moss does. He comes down the pipe there. May have been well served to switch back to his right hand. Misses the cage, but either way, backed up nicely by Mollett, and that's how we're going to get things started.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. If you're dodging towards the goal and you get underneath your defender, if you can improve your shot angle by getting to the top of the crease, that's always helpful.
Mollett with possession. Graham, who's played him all night, is probably going to sleep well this evening as he's been chasing number 4 all over the field. But Mollett now gets that switch. So we have 4 on 4, short on short. Slide comes quickly. Back it goes to Moss. Hitch move, gets the inside. Shot, the low to high. Beautiful play there as Spalding draws blood.
Here's what I love about the way Moss handled this. They got a switch. He's got a shorty on him. He's got to go to the goal. So Moss drives hard. He gets the defense coming at him, throws the ball back to Moss, who gets into the middle of the field, and what a nice shot. He elevated that one.
Yeah, that low to high action. Looks like he had Guerra thinking low. He dipped a little bit, then Moss takes it high. He's unable to make that play.
Moll's a heck of an athlete, and that time A.J. Flowers took the wrong slide angle to him. When you slide upfield, you want to slide to where he's going to be, not to where he is.
And Schneewin now on the loose. Goodman throws it down low. And that one's going to go back to Spalding. So spacing wasn't great there on that break. Probably should have pulled that out. But when you have the offensive firepower that McDonogh has, sometimes you got to let players play and you take what you get.
Good job clearing the ball. That's Carson Blair again, going to UMBC. Solid player.
Down to that 1:30 mark here in this third quarter as Carpenter gives it back to Moss. Moss, who had the last goal for Spalding, to his left, draws a pick there from Carpenter, who gets mauled, to say the least.
That could have been one of
those
That
was close.
plays.
That was
close.
I thought a shot to the head there, too, so no call. Doesn't matter as Moss now with Schneewin on him.
That's a call. Number 2 pushed Mollett into the crease. He's going to get a 30-second technical foul for interference. And as Coach Zimmerman mentioned earlier today, once somebody steps into the crease, the play stops automatically. If they show this back, watch 2. Pushes Mollett into the crease. Referee sees it, calls a foul.
good eyes there, good memory too, is Spalding now is going to have a man-up possession for 30.
They really need to get something here.
Yeah, I think it would
I'd carry it up. I'd go to Moss, let him carry, and then Reed. Pull the crease guy high. You'll have Moss on a throwback.
And to that point, I thought, Coach, you had to probably think not a great shot, but it converts, and that's exactly what Spalding needed.
Chris, anytime the ball goes in, it's a great shot.
Yeah, I hear you.
2 in a row for Moss. He scored 41 goals this year from the midfield, which is an unbelievable number for any midfielder. That's a career for many midfielders. And this is he's a natural righty, and he just blasted that one.
Well, you see Garrett gets low there. He crouches. I wonder if he thought the attackman was going to sneak behind, and that threw off his timing. And another critical faceoff, just like we saw in the first half. McDonogh gets out to a sizable lead. Spalding, though, hangs tough, hangs around, gets back in it to where they take the lead. Sweeney now, he gets into the inside of the defense. Good help there as it gets brought back out as we're down to 30. And Metz, who has been relatively quiet here in the third period, but as we notice can explode here at any time as he gets it back to Fournier, assuming McDonough's going to work it here for the last shot. Huntley Walsh with it up top. Sweeps to his left. Low pass, though, picked up nicely. Oh, here comes Fournier. Fournier pulls the stick behind his head, lowers his hand, and converts as he sneaks it past Goluboski's stick side. And that is just as time expired.
Beautiful play that time by Fournier. I'm really impressed with him, how he comes up the left side, gets the ball, and just shoots the ball inside pipe. You got to hold that inside pipe if you're the goalkeeper. Make him beat you to the offside.
Summer's here. You can celebrate anything, like buying your first car. Yes. Cute. Finishing a big project. Or even your dog's birthday.
He's eating the cup. Is that okay? It's his daily fiber.
Right now, buy a sporty new Camry with 2.99% APR financing, or get special APR financing on a Corolla gas or hybrid model, available with all-wheel drive.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
The 2026 MIAA Lacrosse Championships are presented by Advanced Radiology, trusted by more doctors, preferred by more patients. Archbishop Spalding High School, one in Christ. The Cathedral School, discover Cathedral. Today we learn, tomorrow we lead. CFG Bank, revolutionizing the banking experience. Clippers Lacrosse, don't give up the ship. The Elite Six Challenge, dynamic, fast-paced, high-rep sixes lacrosse. And 5-star, book trusted creators. Get social-ready, brand-building content.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can do all the things that make summer, summer. Take a Grand Highlander and go root for the home team. Send newlyweds off in a Camry. Congrats. Thanks. Or catch some waves with a RAV4. Still got it.
Buy a spacious Grand Highlander with special 4.99% APR financing, or get special low APR financing on an all-new 2026 RAV4.
Your summer starts here. That limbo.
Toyota, let's go places.
Back to live action here as we get set for the final quarter to see who will take on Calvert Hall on Friday night as we get set for this face-off brought to us by the town of Ocean City. And ball pulled behind. Nice wing play there by Spalding initially, but even better play there by Sweeney. Sweeney takes one to the head, comes to the teeth of the defense. Individual effort, and he scores as a flag is thrown, and McDonogh celebrates as now they're up 13-5. Great play by Sweeney.
And they're going to call a slash, so it'll be a man-up face-off. Sweeney, you know, he had one thing on his mind there, win the face-off, and he was going to the goal no matter what. You could just tell he had his mind made up, was able to weave his way through the defense. Took some hits and finished the play. We'll see it right here. Nice check. Sweeney gets the ball, runs through that check. There's the slash in there, and just a finish.
Yeah, he would not be denied there, Coach, to your point. And it ends up being an easy finish. He gets rewarded by having to go back to the X now to take this next draw. Oh, and he's going to win it again.
Sweeney gets away with a few of those whacks, I think, when he loses the ball. But he's such a big guy, you know. He just puts so much pressure on you. You know, he's able to avoid the pressure, and he'll chase down the ball, or the guy looks like he's got a good chance at a ground ball. He chases him down.
Sticks with it.
Spalding trying to make it back to the championship game. That is in jeopardy right now, as they trail by 5 as we get started here in the fourth quarter. Oh, wow. Ooh, great look. Even better save as Goluboski really didn't have to move. That doesn't take anything away from him. Sometimes it's just about staying calm with great position.
Yeah, hold your position. McDonogh got a good shot. They got the shot they wanted. You can't finish high to high. You try to change the plane of your shot. Fake high, shoot low, high to low, low to high.
Beautiful save.
Yeah, that it was. And Spalding now, I don't know if they have to score on every possession, but they have to score on most.
Again, the big problem is making a 5-goal run is very, very difficult when you got a kid like Sweeney, who more than likely is never going to lose 4 or 5 face-offs in a row.
And we get started here with Mollett. He gets top side, can't get free. Reversed over to Schwab.
At times, Spalding tried to set a staggered pick, try to free him up twice.
Gutierrez throws it high. Nice play there to maintain possession. Moss now up top, hesitates, back down the left-hand alley, fakes rolling behind. Circles back. Oh, great individual defense there.
Shot clock down to 5 seconds.
Yeah, they tried to get Mollett there on that sneak. They weren't able to do so. And this McDonogh defense has been stout, to say the least, here in the second half.
Real nice job there. Just, you know, doing all the basics well, sticking the gloves, moving your feet.
Look, let's give credit to first-year coach Travis Holmes. He's done a phenomenal job. You know, they started a lot of new guys this year. It took them a while to find their footing, and this team is impressive, in my opinion. I'm really impressed. They're buttoned up defensively, where they really started over this year. Offensively, they take what you give them.
And they got a lot of firepower, no doubt about it. You know, defensively, Coach Holmes says 3 keys: communicate, quality on ball, help off ball.
Goodman throws it to Fournier. Up top it goes to Metz. Metz rolls back to his left. Oh, now he has a short. Oh, quick flip inside to Goodman. He saw the double, had the presence of mind to throw it inside to Goodman. Easy opportunity and goal for the Eagles.
Just really, really smart by Hunter Metz. Comes in, draws, and then just a little flick pass. You know, saw his man was going to be open and put the ball where he was going to be open. He kind of gives him a little bit of lead, puts the ball right at his head. Perfect place to put the feed. Nice finish.
Yeah, a little bit of lead and a little bit of a look away like you see in basketball.
Well, Metz gets the ball. Guess what everybody's doing? They're staring at him. That happened to LaRoche that time. Goodman just backdoored him. Ran right to his daggone.
Yeah, tough ground ball here. Let's see who's going to be the toughest. And it's going to be just as you suspected, potentially, and that's Sweeney. He comes back out with it. And McDonough's got a little bit of make it, take it here as Goodman has it, and I'm assuming they are not going to be in a hurry with a 6-goal lead here.
No, this is where you start to take the out of the ball, long possessions, use the entire shot clock. Still work for the quality shot, but time is definitely on the Eagles' side.
Yeah, we got second line in now for McDonogh, who has done a really nice job tonight. They've been productive, maybe not so much from a goal-scoring standpoint, but they haven't turned the ball over. They've created opportunities for others. They've done a really nice job for Coach Holmes. Mets flips it behind. Up top it goes to Goodman. This is trouble. He misses the cage.
Goodman had a shot there again. Tried to sling an underhand.
You get a glimpse there of kind of the creativity portion of this offense. They can do a lot because of their experience, but more importantly, their skill level.
Little set play there, little inside pick.
Mets comes around now to his right, roll back to the left. Quick shot, saved by Goluboski. He goes high to get it. Now he's got to clear.
McDonogh, this is the 9.5-man ride. The goalie comes out of the cage, but he's still sticking to that cage, and no reason for a 10-man ride now.
Yeah, nice job there, clearing it on his own is number 19, Braylon Jones, just a sophomore. Jones does a really nice job playing on ball defense as well as clearing. Ball initiated from up top. Defender goes to the ground, quick release, shot gets tipped on the way in. Nice recovery there by McDonogh. You know, when you talk about McDonogh, you
nice cut.
Oh, great cut there. I was just getting ready to say, you talk about their offense, but really their defense has done a nice job tonight, shown a lot of improvement. Next thing you know, they got a guy wide open on the crease.
Well, that was a nice cut by Gavin Carpenter, the sophomore. Yeah. Again, Coach Shriver has talked about the art of cutting. You're looking for your defender to turn his head. The other thing you have to do is be close enough to him that when he does make a mistake, in 2 steps, you're open. Really nice cut and finish that time.
Yeah, nice job there by Carpenter, who's had a really nice game this evening for the Cavaliers. Is this the spark that Spalding needs to get back into this thing as they now trail 14-9 with roughly 6.5 to go? That's going to be an infraction there on Sweeney, and they're going to get possession.
We had this situation early. Sweeney jumps too soon. He will be unable to take the next face-off. This is a great opportunity.
2-goal swing.
Correct.
Right?
They had this chance in the first half and were not able to take advantage of it. See if they can't do it on this possession. This would be huge.
Possession starts up top with Moss. Down the left-hand side is Gutierrez. He gets physical, comes around to his right. Back it goes to Moss. And here is Mollett. Mollett back, series of dodges and then re-dodges. Critical, this could be a critical ground ball. Mollett gets it momentarily.
It's a push.
Knocked to
Reset
the turf.
the shot clock to 60.
Reset it.
It's a big break.
Have you seen a physical side of McDonogh's defense that we may have not seen this year?
They're certainly playing physical tonight. They're extending. Again, making it tough. Coach Holmes, he wants to make it tough in every way possible. Keep the pressure on the opponent.
This is Carpenter, a series of dodges around the cage. He can't convert it. He gets knocked to the turf. And Spalding now probably going to have to amp up this pressure on the ride as they're going to have to start manufacturing some offense here. And that's one way to do it, is if your opponent bails you out by not catching a pass right in your stick. I think that was
a penalty, no call.
Yeah, no calls are letting them play here, Coach. And that's La Rochelle that picks it up momentarily. No one can pick it. There's Niche. She comes out with it. And he has the ball knocked to the turf.
Well, this didn't, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, boy, Mala comes out with it with that great speed.
This could be a run. He's got a 2-on-1 if he looks at it.
And it is. And a save! A beautiful save by Guerra as Mollett drops to the turf as if to say, what else do I have to do? Well, he says, I'm going to shoot it one-on-one, and I still can't convert.
Yeah. He did not have to do that. That was a shot and a save. The Spalding guy did not have to whack it over the midline as if he thought it was going to be a
over and back.
Over and back.
Let's remember that series, though. Spalding with 2 golden opportunities, unable to convert. And possession now back to McDonogh. And to the earlier point, if they had scored, then no Sweeney on the faceoff as it goes inside. And I'm sure Coach Holmes wants that right now with this lead and now under 4 minutes. No need to push it.
No.
Easy clear for Spalding, as you see on your screen. Another save there by Guerra as we take a look at our next broadcast, which will be it. It will be the finals for both the A and the B this Friday at 5:30 and 8 at Stevenson University. If you can't be there, hope you can tune in and watch some great lacrosse.
One thing Guerra has done today consistently, when somebody's got a free one, he steps out and cuts down the angle.
Done a great job with that.
He's had a couple impressive saves this quarter and the whole game. 14-9 McDonogh. Time dwindling down on the Cavaliers.
In Ocean City, Maryland, having fun is kind of our thing. I mean, look at these two. They're all about having fun. That's fun. This is fun. Whoa. Too much fun? Nah, no such thing. Because here, even leg day is fun. So head to the coast and, well, just coast. Pump up the volume, or just pump up the pool floaty. From the boardwalk to the bay, come discover somewhere to smile about.
Forget the banks. You got to keep all your money in the swamp. No one finds anything in the swamp.
That's horrible advice and a bit creepy. No offense.
None taken.
I'm attorney Randolph Rice. Don't take bad advice. Best advice, call Rice.
All right, welcome back as we get set to see the defensive play of the game presented by O2 Sports Insurance. Coach, take us through it.
Well, 33, Weston Guerra, the sophomore, that was the play of the game, but he's had several of those, especially late here. He has come out to challenge the shooters to cut down the angles. Inside, he's held his position, stayed tall, just really, really finishing strong for the Eagles.
Yeah, as you see here, he is responsible for the O2 Insurance defensive play of the game.
Weston, just a sophomore, his twin brothers playing offense, scored a goal today. He had some big shoes to fill this year. Seibel, the McDonogh goalie for the past 3.5 years, who's a freshman at Maryland right now. I think he's going to redshirt this year. He is very similar.
Yeah, speaking of Maryland, you have the Maryland commit Mollet off the set play. That's how you draw it up. That's what you like to see as a coach. As he goes inside, Spalding converts. Now it's just a 4-goal deficit with 3:22 left to go, and no Sweeney at the X.
Oh, they would have loved to have done this about 3 minutes ago. But, hey, take what you get when you get it.
As you see Mollet go to the inside.
They lost everybody inside. They've scored a couple nice goals off the inside today, as has McDonogh.
I think that was Colby Evans, number 6. And, boy.
Here we go.
And another infraction, and Spalding has life. They have life as they try to get back to the championship game for the second year in a row.
No, they don't have any time to play around. They've got to
go to the hoop.
Got to quickly.
And sometimes it's difficult to be successful playing against a hot goalie. And they get topside. And shot. Oh, and it is a score. It is a score. So a muffed play there by Carpenter results in a fortuitous bounce for a conversion. Now Spalding trails just 14-11.
Nice slip in there behind. Fee didn't have much on it, but Gutierrez stayed with it, picked it up and put it in the net.
Yeah, you take it any way you can get it. That's the way I looked at it, Coach.
Absolutely.
And they've got some life. They look up, though, and 32's back in the game.
Yeah, 32 is, but Spalding's done a nice
Hey,
job
look,
here.
Cooper Johnson's had a very good game at the X, and I think his teammates haven't done a great job on the wings.
Well, let's see if they're able to pick him up. Yeah, wow, Sweeney pulls it behind just when
they're
going
to call that.
And he draws a penalty. That is critical and crucial. And in this, with this scenario, Coach, do you hold? I mean,
Hold
you got
it.
pressure coming out, but you're going to run this clock out, right?
Yeah, you know you're getting the ball back. Run it out. They're going to double the ball. Somebody's got to be open. Goalie's in the cage, so someone is definitely open.
As Goodman takes it to that far side, slips between two defenders. He might draw himself another penalty as he's getting a lot of pressure, receiving a series of checks. He might put himself in a position to have a one-on-one. Misses the cage, but
no sense in taking that shot. I think Goodman tried to do too much. He had a double team, and his teammates have to help him out, get into his line of vision. That was an opportunity for McDonogh to use a big chunk of the clock. They don't need a goal. They don't need a goal. They need that clock to keep winding down and end this ball game.
All right, so take us through here, kind of strategically. If you're if you're Spalding, are you pressing out?
Have to.
You got to. I mean, you got to. That's why you want to call the timeout behind the goal so they don't have a shot on the restart whistle. No shot there, so now you just got to play it.
Yeah, this is dangerous here for Spalding as Golubowski's out of the cage.
You got to be all over that.
Oh boy, a bounce pass, Spalding. How can you believe it? And
got to go to the goal here.
Schwab has it, and he goes low. Can you believe what we just saw? Fournier throws a bounce pass with everything under control, and Spalding now just trails by 2.
Never say never.
Now, McDonogh, Coach Zimmerman made a great call. Goodman got greedy. He saw the flag down. He could have just, gotten away from those guys, and they could have eaten up another 30 seconds, 35 seconds. And then had 60 seconds more because the penalty would have started.
All right, guys, take us through what's going on at the X here. You got a long pole now that's facing off. That's because the penalty.
The penalty is still in.
Yeah, it's not
in play, right?
So Spalding opts not to use a short stick. They opt to use a long pole against Sweeney. They're going to get called for.
Yeah, that's just a violation. I guess the ref told them to both go down at the same time. And the Spalding guy didn't execute, right, Coach Zimmerman? Isn't that the rule?
Yep.
Can you believe that? Because that was actually a pretty smart play, pretty smart decision. But now
see, what he should have done is just wait for the whistle and then stand up and chop.
Oh, wow.
This could be a switch here.
Where is he going? Oh, I think Coach Holmes told number 1 to please Huntley Walsh to get that ball into the box because I want to use our last time out.
Wow. I mean, that's a really difficult pill to swallow if you're Spalding, right? You get it set up, I guess, kind of the way you want with a long pole there at the X, but then it's just as simple as not kneeling down, and you get a procedural call.
Yep, you got to go down together.
And as you can see, we're taking a look here at highlights from the first game here as Calvert Hall was able to squeak by over their rival to make it to the championship game on Friday.
Terrific opening game. Congratulations to Calvert Hall for the win today. Sends them to the championship game, and congratulations to Loyola. I know disappointed not winning tonight's game, but certainly had a terrific season and a lot to look forward to in the future.
Yeah, that is true. As we take a look there at the Spalding student section, who they have come out and represented well here tonight. But it may be too little too late. They're going to need some magic here with 1:35 left to go against they're going to need some defensive magic now against a really talented offensive unit for McDonogh.
Well, the ball's going to start here outside the restraining line. Spalding, I guess, would love to try to force the ball behind the goal and make the double a little bit more easier, but Coach Zimmerman, you got to come out and double right away, don't you?
You got to double it, and you know, 2 long sticks, and if he does have a shot, but if you get a piece of his gloves, then there's a good chance that shot's not going to be on target. So they're kind of splitting the far 2 guys. Now it's going to make it easy to make that cross-field pass. That's a nice adjustment that time by Fournier.
Metz is going to start with it. Goluboski stays in the cage. And Metz not having a real difficult time evading the pressure. Oh, this is trouble. This is trouble, and it is, as Metz circles with his right hand, puts it in the back of the net, and McDonogh now is up 15-12. Just when you thought Spalding had life and they had a chance to come back, it seems as if that may have been doused.
Well, it's interesting. It's easy to say double the ball, but it's not that easy to do. You really have to work on it. You have to practice it. These situations, the players have to maintain their position. If the guy's going to beat you, he's got to beat you up the middle. And that time, again, Metz, he's a super player. He was able to beat the double and get the goal.
You see Metz with his 5th goal of the game.
He's to go with 2 or 3 assists, I believe. See, there's, I tell you what, Sweeney, he gets some chops in if he doesn't win the face-off. And he's such a big guy. They have some authority in him, and they hurt, especially when he's chopping down on you a little bit. See if we can't run that back.
Yeah, Spalding looks like has taken a timeout here, Coach, to try to.
Good timeout.
I'm assuming.
Now you double the ball again. I mean, that's all you can do is double the ball, and force them to go back, and then try to put some pressure on the long sticks and the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I keep going back to there was just a couple critical times where Spalding had those 2 really what seemed to be open opportunities to score. They weren't able to do so. Then they do put a couple together, and then they have the miscue at the X. And here we are now where they're in a position where they're having to double all over the field against a team that can seemingly handle that pressure pretty well.
Well, again, they're giving themselves a chance. It was a good timeout. Whenever the ball goes out of bounds, when it's a dead ball, either team can call a timeout. So good call, timeout call by Coach Evan Hockel to try to set up something to force a turnover and then try to get a quick goal. Still time. I mean, Spalding has shown that they can score goals quickly, and now they're going to have another opportunity to do just that.
In this situation, who do you have start with the ball? Your fastest player or your most skilled from a stickwork standpoint?
I'd have my most skilled. Knowing that you're going to be double teamed, just spread out defensively and, make the double team play you. Now give it up to a teammate. They can just play keep away. How much time on the shot clock?
Nish is going to start.
A full shot clock.
He's going to start with he drags it to the middle of the field. To your earlier point, Coach, about not having the sideline, except right now he's doing that, become a defender. Nish on great speed, though. What an individual effort. He's beaten multiple double teams still with possession. And now McDonogh is going to call timeout.
I forgot Coach Holmes had one more to use. I thought he had utilized both of them. We've had this is our 4th timeout, I'll bet, in the last 4 minutes, isn't it?
It's like basketball. A lot of timeouts towards the end of the game, but I think they've all been good timeouts.
Yeah, initially there, I thought Nish might throw it behind to the open man, but he
that's
just
what
took
I
it to
thought.
the middle of the field.
And look, he's a good athlete, and it's, again, Spalding hasn't shown that they can properly put on a double team. So, if they can't stop it, let's keep going to it. Plus, you have the opportunity of drawing a flag on a slash or a hold. So, good job by McDonogh clearing the ball. Nice timeout by Coach Holmes. Less than a minute left, and it looks like McDonogh is going to take this one.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way as we look at the
player of the game.
Sheehy Lexus player of the game, and it is who you thought it might be, number 8, Hunter Metz.
He has showed such a variety of scoring, backhand, a twister, right hand, unbelievable assist there to his teammate Goodman. And then, he handled the 2-man defensive pressure on him and just eventually got by, freed himself up in the middle of the field for another goal.
He will fit in very, very well to the Notre Dame system. He reminds me of a Kavanaugh.
Interesting.
Yeah, Metz is going to start with it here. To your point, oh boy, here we go. And this is going to be another one. And you said it, Coach, during the timeout. Spalding has not shown the ability to really to demonstrate an effective double team, and that was way too easy.
One thing Metz is, he's a big kid. He's strong. He just split that double team, and some people would take offense at him scoring a goal there, but if you're McDonogh, it doesn't matter because you got the best face-off kid in the league out at the midline. So scoring goals, you never give the other team a chance to get on a run, but when you got Sweeney out there, it rarely happens.
And the other way to look at it is, you're going to win the game, and, you kind of put a finishing touch by saying, you know what, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm not going to shoot the ball. We're going to run the clock out.
Yeah, Sweeney could have gone to the cage, but he pulls it back out. And that's the way this one is going to end. If we can look ahead just a little bit, it's going to be 1 versus 2. You're going to have Calvert Hall, the top seed, taking on the second seed Eagles of McDonogh. A game won earlier in the season by Calvert Hall, but it was incredibly close and incredibly well played. And it looks like we're going to be set for another good one on Friday.
That was
refs
a
are calling
shot
that
on
a
goal.
shot, right?
And this is going to be picked up by, they're going to say possession back.
The referee up here is now calling that McDonogh ball.
Talking about pouring salt on the wound if you're a Spalding fan. And looks like Graham is just going to hold this himself as I say that he throws it to the other end of the field. And that's a wrap as you see McDonogh charges the field around Guerra. And we have ourselves set up for a good one on Friday, right? What do you think,
We
Coach?
sure do. This was the more convincing win of the 2 games today. But, again, congratulations to McDonogh for making it to the championship game. And also to Spalding. I know disappointed, but they made it to the semis. And so, again, a bright future for the Cavaliers. But McDonogh really, I thought, played very, very well today. In every aspect of the game.
Impressive.
Yeah, it really was, both offensively but also defensively. That bend but don't break.
The 2 teams in the finals, we showed that stat earlier today that McDonogh and Calvert Hall have been the 2 best teams in the league for the last 12 years. And here they are meeting once again with an opportunity to win in Calvert Hall and McDonogh. They've each got 4 in that stretch. One of them's going to go up with 5 in the last 10, 11 years. Impressive show by the Eagles.